my name is Liam Hanna-Lloyd, and we're at Us One's In Between at Open Space in Victoria, BC. I'm a Victoria resident, also an artist, and this is me and some fellow artists group show. Yeah, I was born and raised in Victoria. There's been lots of different influences throughout my art career, but mostly kind of usually everything from street art to graffiti, Dada movement, First Nations arts really influences me, and just the other people in the show also are big interests, or big influences too, because I mean, if you have people that are, doing art and you can talk to them, I mean, I never went to art school, so it's the next best thing, and you make friends along the way.
So you mentioned earlier off camera that also your father was an artist. Is he also an influence in your early years?
I mean, he is an influence still. I mean, having access to a lot of supplies as a kid and books about different art, I mean, that's always awesome to read about, and you have like just all sorts of books and photography books, and it kind of just experimented with watercolors and clay, and instead of watching TV, I mean, I just really enjoyed it more than, I did play sports, but I mean, art was really more of something that it takes up and helps me with a lot of the times.
So in this whole exhibition, the other artists around are friends of yours? Do you belong to a group, or is a group?
Some of them I just met this year, and some I was lucky enough to grow up down the street from, and such. And just like meeting people at other shows in Victoria, it's always good to meet new people in art and see what they're doing, and then eventually hanging out and drawing like we're doing tonight. And just being in a city that is probably got tons of creative people. I mean, more like on an island, there's the population's not that much, but there's a lot of artists. So I mean, that's always really neat to have a city that kind of can have that, and you can find people that are interested in it, and you can kind of push each other and kind of grow as one, even though it's totally separate, which is kind of also the theme of this piece. I mean, I took separate pieces and tried to hang them in a way that would be a whole, so you would see that separate in a whole. And I think that was the theme of my piece, and also I think it's a strong theme that could be in the show too.
So do you have a connection? Your piece has a connection with the other pieces in the show, or
piece?
The whole.
Do I have connections with my piece? Oh yeah. I mean, I heard about the show, and I mean, I didn't make it all for the show, but there was definitely, I definitely have lots of connections to the pieces that are in my works here. I mean, I work on it every day, and I mean, when I'm not doing about art, I'm thinking about themes that I could be doing, and I think that the beauty about art is that you can make things from like old pieces of an old barn that my pieces are made out of, and old books, and I think that is you're taking something old and making it not old, you're making it new, and I think that is awesome. I think that's what I think that is my theme in art, is like taking recycled stuff and really making it new and something that, you know, people, you know, they wouldn't normally think that garbage can lid is a clock, you know, for example. That's, yeah.
So with your pieces, the pieces that you create, do they have a social
I mean,
message or political message?
I don't necessarily want to say that I'm a political artist, but I mean, politics and world peace and humanity and, you know, all sorts of stuff influences me. It influences everybody. I mean, the fact is, like, it does influence me, but I'm not going to call myself a political artist. I mean, I've tried to do some political art and it doesn't come naturally to me. I mean, I do my research, but it definitely doesn't influence my art in a direct way. But as a person, as a young person, definitely.
So, do you follow any philosophy of art, any school of art? Or do you think you feel attracted by any of the many out there? Or?
I mean, I think that, I mean, art has, well, the philosophy that art is kind of like magic. It really influences me. That really gets me thinking about you know, taking old stuff and making it new, and really, yeah, and like that's my thing with art. It pushes me, because I'm like, I can find something in the ground that nobody would look twice at, and put my time into it and make it a picture. Mm-hmm. And I think that's my thing. It's like that art is magic, and there's things besides, you know, really fancy cars that can blow your mind. I mean, fancy cars don't blow my mind, but I mean, finding a piece of junk that makes something out of dust, that's what pushes me. That's my philosophy.
Do you want to talk more about what you have in the show here? Or?
Sure. What would you like?
So there are many pieces, but really it's only one piece, right?
Yeah. I mean, that's probably one of the oldest pieces in this whole. But I mean, like some of the pieces of wood here were from a collapsed barn in a windstorm. So me and my friend Ty, we built them, and yeah, and so we just kind of built it he built them out of a barn, and you know, we just kind of, I had the idea and we ran with it, and it was really, really good. I mean, and my girlfriend was helping me like wheat paste these on, and this is an old garbage can lid I found in my yard. I guess it ran out of batteries, but, and like the jars to me symbolize moments in time. They're a way to, you know, each thing is just kind of like in a jar, like in a kitchen of, I guess, life, you know, and it's, you know, the jars are each memory, right? So you can, and the way that, you know, you can look in them and see that each picture is kind of stands on its own. Just like, you know, like I said before, taking old stuff that people wouldn't look at usually and making it into something really awesome.